So next is dynamically typed. Now this is Python's one of the biggest strength. Now let me quickly explain you that what static and dynamic typing means, so that I can explain you that why it's such a big deal. So what static typing does is, which exists in C and other languages, what it does is it binds a variable with a data type. Now if you want to create a variable, you can't just create a is equal to 10. You can't. In languages like C and C++ and Java, you have to first write int a. You have to define that the a variable is a int, so that memory can be allotted to this a variable according to that. So for all the beginners, don't confuse. Just try and understand some of the basics. We'll go much detail and you'll get that eureka moment. Oh, this is what that means. Okay. So for all those who know somewhat of coding, they'll understand better. So in other languages, you have to assign the data type first. You have to say int a, then you have to say a is equal to 10. But in Python, you can simply say a is equal to 10. Okay, this is what static typing is, and this is what dynamic typing is. In static typing, you don't have to bind the variable with a data type. You don't have to assign a specific memory space to a certain variable. Now, how this happens, how the memory allocation happens, we'll go much detail in the later section of this course. Okay. Now, this may look very good, like, okay, we have this freedom, but in my case and in many big projects, you'll encounter a lot of like mishaps and lot of blunders. Like, let me give you a very simple example. Let's say we have id is equal to 10. Okay, so let's say we have a team of 3 people, and member A created this id, and the id here is a integer. It's a number. Okay, it's an integer, it's a number. But other member of the team, person 2, assumed this as a string and applied a string operation to it. Let's say, okay, instead of applying it, assigned it a value of, let's say, 102. Now, wherever the operations on this id is based on the fact that this is a integer, they'll all break, because this is not an integer now, this is a string. And if this person creates a variable that adds 1 to it, let's say id is equal to id plus 1, this will also break, because now it is not a integer, it's a string. So these type of things can happen, although you can do a few things to solve this problem. First is type hinting. You can write comments, or you can basically hint that certain variable is of a certain data type. Okay, while passing a function, you can simply write that, okay, this id is an integer, so that no one is confused. Then you can also use some static analysis tool like MyPy and PyWrite. And what these tools will do is, it will scan your code before running it and catch the errors because of the data type. Okay, so you can have the freedom of using dynamic typing and the security of using static typing. Okay, now if you want, I can create videos on MyPy and PyWrite also, but including them in this course will unnecessarily increase the course length, so I'll create them as an individual video. I'll link down below if they are created. Okay, then also in like the IDs, you might have heard about PyCharm, VS Code. They all have these plugins, or not in plugins, they'll natively highlight you if you perform a wrong operation. If you're trying to perform a string operation on an integer, it will simply highlight you. So these were the ways that you can get away with the problems of dynamic typing.